just start and I'll say, good morning, happy April. That's just preposterous to think about. We got a little bit of a late kitchen start today, and I'm in my humongous compound. I'm at the mercy of the coffee pot that's gonna go ding ding in a moment. Not for me, of course. I'm just kidding. I do drink coffee, but most mornings before class, I just have hot water with lemon, maybe a little apple cider vinegar with hot water, a lot of water. And then if you notice today, I just needed a little bit of burst of energy. So I also made some carrot and golden beet juice with a little turmeric. So orange is real energizing as well as healing for the emotions color. And April 1st really struck me as something we usually mark as frivolous and silly. And if you're like me, the idea of frivolity and silliness, well, it's there. At least the first week of this quarantine certainly was like, how are we going to manage this? This is so strange. But Monday and yesterday hit, and everybody in my world, both my small world as well as my slightly larger world, I could feel a sense of like, oh wow, we're here for 3 weeks, and how much longer is this going to go on? So here we are. I'm going to try to also make sure this is shared to my page as we're doing this. If Lizzie is watching, if you can share it to the page, I'd appreciate it. To my own Facebook page. I'm not so savvy. Inhale, let's rub the palms together. If you'll notice, my feet are lifted on something, either a cushion or a block, especially if you're small like me and you want to take your tailbone to the back of the chair, you definitely need your feet lifted so that the knees and the hips are in the same height. I like to have my sits bones at the edge of my chair. So I'm going to rub the palms together. It allows me an inward turn, a sort of focus on the inside. And I don't mean like as a check-in, how am I feeling, but just a slight inward assessment of my energy right now, not my thoughts, not even the specifics of did I sleep well, but it's just the sense of breathing. There it is. So the ringing sense of inside rather than external stimulus, just a sense of inside focus. In that inside focus, you can draw your shoulders back, maybe take a hand even at the heart, at the chest. It's a nice gesture anyway of loving kindness. Inhale. Exhale through your mouth for this first one. That exhale, that sigh through your mouth. Hopefully continues that inward focus by cleansing, just letting out some of the cold air so that the rest of our practice, we're going to inhale through the nose. Maybe you can think of a little string in the crown of your skull, the top of your head, so that the exhale also through the nose stimulates heat. And heat is very good for the body while we're beginning to move it. It allows for more flexibility, more movement. That's why people heat their yoga rooms. We're going to gaze over the left shoulder on the inhale. On the exhale, gaze downward. If you know that you've got neck issues, be even more inquisitive. On the inhale, you're going to gaze over the right shoulder and up. So if you've just logged on and you're just seeing some lady, moving her neck in a circle, yes, that is all I'm doing. There's no magic to it. But what I'm really doing is breathing. I'm trying to infuse my body with space for more breath. Inhale, and then the reverse. So let the nose be the guiding force here, not your neck. Inhale, as you're still breathing your nose around the world here, around the globe. You might then draw your shoulders back. Exhale again through your mouth. And this time, close your eyes. That inward check-in, that inward turn, now maybe allow to be a physical check-in. Okay, so, Jewishly, I don't practice Jewish yoga, but I find it of interest that in the yoga tradition we practice alongside with where the light is, where the sun is in the day. So a morning practice, afternoon, evening. And in this morning practice, we have the opportunity to be grateful, especially here in Southern California, the opportunity to be grateful for some sun. Immediately senses a warmth in the heart, a warmth through the chest, into the belly, into the hips. Let that warmth shimmer down your thighs. Warmth to me brings a sense of safety and comfort, as well as it's enjoying, it's enlivening, it's insightful. Let that warmth generate some space around your knees. Maybe you can use your hands as you send that warmth down your thighs, into your shins. And then we'll tap. So take the toes. If you can't touch your toes, no big deal. Tap something. Your ankles, your shins, your knees, up your thighs. And again, it may look simple, and it is, but it's so important to spend time on generating space and heat and light in your own body. It's like putting on your own oxygen mask before you go out into the world to hopefully stimulate that same sense of energy and heat and light and safety for others. So inhale, place your hands flat on your thighs, lift your nose to the sun, the imaginary sun maybe here. Exhale, take the hands underneath the thighs and draw your navel draw your nose toward your navel. It's a version of cat-cow, which will stay on the chair and or take to the floor. So draw the elbows in, the heart is lifting to the sky. Exhale, round. You can keep letting the neck have some space. Maybe interlace your hands. Inhale, lift the heart and the chest. And when I lift my heart and my chest, my hips are going to come off the chair a little bit. Exhale, round the belly in again. Hands to the thighs. And one last one. Inhale, trying to use the belly muscles to stretch and pull. And then round. So if you're on the floor, you could take, or you can go from chair to floor slowly. Inhale, you're lifting the hips and you're rounding the belly. Lift the hips and round. So we call it cat-cow because the hips and the pelvis are moving in and out of dog tilt, which is cow, and cat. Now you can use your arms with it. So either keep your hands at your thighs or take them to the back of the chair so you have even more of an arch. And then take your arms underneath your thighs. You can lift your heels. Draw your shoulders away though. And keep trying to explore where the pelvis can have a little bit more flexibility. They say happy spine, happy mind. If you're on the floor, inhale, exhale. Let's see. Inhale, exhale, and inhale. If you're on the floor, you're going to stay here for a moment. Draw the right leg back. Maybe lift the arm up. If that feels too difficult, that's fine. You can explore. I'll give you full parts of the posture. You could explore any part of it, right? Both sides. If you're on the chair and you want to commit to staying on the chair, please, so be it. I'm just glad that you're here with me and breathing and spending some time on yourself before you let your brain go into other places. Lift the right leg and drop the right leg. Now lift the right leg and the left arm. Very good for the brain as well to be in opposition. You know, with babies, we do all sorts of opening and closing of opposite sides. Same idea here. Inhale, reach the left leg up and drop it. And lift. And breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Stretch and cross. And slowly, slowly stretch and cross. And breathe. I'm just going to make sure. Inhale. Exhale, draw your shoulders back. And draw your shoulders forward. And again, reach the arms out. If you're sitting on the floor and you've been in cat-cow, you can come to a comfortable seat, whatever that might be. Reach your arms out and place your hands on your thighs. So we talk a lot about self-care, especially during a time like this, but we talk a lot about it in yoga in terms of loving kindness, a gesture of loving kindness on your legs. You might take your left hand at your left thigh, take your right arm behind you. And I just noticed my left foot just popped up. Try to keep both feet attached to the mat. So if you're sitting and you're doing this, you can lean against something and you might bend the knees this way and take a twist on both sides. Slowly, slowly though, I was just doing it quickly to show you. Inhale, exhale. Twists are terrific for detoxifying both mind and body. Inhale, exhale, twist. We're just wringing out the midsection like a sponge. Inhale, exhale, twist. And inhale, let's take that, it's like up dog. Lift the heart and the chest, shoulders away from the ears. And exhale. If you're on the floor and you know how to pop up into downward dog, please do. Otherwise, if you're sitting in the chair, one nice way to experiment with it is spread your fingers wide, press into this middle finger and really press. Lift the heart and the chest, lifting the hips in dog tilt. Enliven the fingers, press into the inner thighs. So there's a little bit of an inward rotation rather than external rotation. Inward rotation, lift the heart and the chest. And if you're on the floor, you can lift your hips into downward facing dog. I've heard from many of you who are not as mobile in general, how it's so confusing to be off the chair, on the chair. And then I've heard from many that they'd like a little bit of an extra challenge. So please know that I'm aware that I'm not expecting anybody to go from floor to chair to floor to chair. You know, go slowly, commit to one. Hopefully you can find something that works. And please write me if you need some extra information. So dog tilt of the hips, Arms out, shoulders open, and breathe. Just let the gaze go upward. Then drop the nose, gaze at the navel. So if you're in your dog tilt again, the gaze would be at the belly button. The reason being is we give ourselves a focal point so we can really get into the body, not to explore how do I feel about the posture or do I look good in the posture. All that's important, but not really, of course, I'm joking. The thing that the gaze does, the drishti, it allows everything else to even temporarily take a seat, take a break. We're looking to create a really strong seat, a strong asana for your body and mind. This external seat, away from the asana, needs some really focused time to tame. Inhale. And the way to tame it is just through practice. So we're coming out of that down dog. If you know how to find yourself into child's pose or a comfortable seat, please do. Letting the head be soft and relaxed. Roll the shoulders back. Roll the shoulders forward. If I were sitting, I would either be sitting in comfortable, easy, crisscross applesauce, or I might take lotus, my right foot over my left. Inhale, exhale. And just taking another twist, maybe this one's a little bit deeper. So if I was gonna sit and I had a chair behind me, I would go all the way back. And then change sides. If you're sitting on the chair or lying in bed and you have a backboard, this is good to do. So we're just doing gradations of the thing, yeah? Inhale, exhale. Another really nice, very clear therapeutic posture that pretty much you can do anytime, anywhere. Stretch the left leg straight. Bend the right knee. It looks like tree pose. For some of you who know tree pose. Inhale, exhale. If I was on the chair, I would just do the same thing. Stretch my left leg out, scooch to the end of the chair, definitely, and just simulate this diamond shape. Inhale. This is great because it actually includes that belly effort in order to reach forward. Trying not to let the toe sickle up to the sky. We're going to keep that foot really, really flexed. If suddenly you're falling off the chair, we'll definitely do what you need to do to hold on. And tilt forward. Nice tall back. Shoulders down. 2. I know you've been holding it for 12 and I just suddenly jump up with 2. 4 and 5. Inhale. Gaze to the right and to the left. And slowly, slowly change sides. As you change sides, you might give yourself a little karate chop. I call it a little karate chop. And breathe. Inhale, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. Inhale, maybe hands at the waist. Exhale, tilt forward and breathe. I'm trying to lift the right kneecap as well. Trying to lift the right kneecap and breathe. Just inhale, exhale, 2 and 3. 4, trying to keep my shoulders away from the ears. 5, inhale, roll the shoulders back. And roll the shoulders forward. Let's take the hands up, really reach them up. Now, what I'm trying to do is get my triceps by my ears, straighten my arms without hiking the chest out or arching the back too much. These are very long-term goals. Yeah, for today, you might want to explore trying to straighten your arms a little bit. Many of us, especially as we get older, notice that the arms, there's just more wear and tear on the shoulders. It just is. Look, it just is. We live here. We have a lot going on. We are not the 12-year-old kids for whom this yoga practice was really created. So we're going to be really kind to ourselves. We might even place a hand on the shoulder and just let the elbow bend a little bit. You might explore one at a time. All right, this may be it. It always reminds me of Tevye. But if you're exploring just the shoulders, maybe let them come up a little bit toward the ears today so that the arms have a little bit more opportunity to straighten. Yeah? This can help us in lots of things. Going from straight. We're going to take hold of the left wrist, and now you can let it bend a little bit and tilt to the right. Look down. Look up. These are great postures to do while you're sitting at a desk, especially now. One of my friends said, I'm just not used to being at a desk all this much. So look up and look down, back to the center. Interlace the hands behind the head and let the chin drop toward the chest. Breathe. Using the thumbs to help you massage out the back of the neck. Inhale, exhale, reach the arms up again. This time, instead of practicing the straight arms, let the arms bend a little bit if you need to, and practice not arching the back. Not so good to say practice not doing something. Practice drawing the ribs in toward the spine, keeping the tailbone down, and then reaching the arms up. So invariably, the arms might be more here. We're just trying to keep this chest and the ribs low. Inhale, now hold the right wrist and tilt to the left side. We're getting a stretch in the right side body. If you're sitting on the floor, I'm sure that makes sense. It's an opening if you can look up underneath the armpit and down. Very nice for the neck as well. Breathe, both arms up. Interlace the hands again. Elbows toward each other. Use your thumbs to help you. All this loving kindness toward yourself. Inhale, walk down the sides of your face, into your jaw, into your temples, and gently, gently give yourself a little pat. We're going to come to a standing. Great, we can practice on the floor. If you're standing, if you're sitting on the chair, it might be a little bit of an easier move. You can use your hands to help you and stand tall. Come to the back of your chair. If you're in bed, and also you're just going to work on the breath, on enlivening the spine. So we're going to take hold of the back of the chair, reach the right leg up, tree pose. Now, if that's way too high up and you're right down here, fantastic. The thing is, you're practicing. You're practicing your breath, and you're practicing being mobile, and in a community like this. I mean, I can't think of anything better to do with your time this morning. Inhale. Press the left foot down firmly into the floor. So I just noticed, as soon as it wobbles, I'm going to fall, obviously. We're going to try to create a really strong foundation and trying not to let the hips come out of alignment. Keep the right hip down, even though the right leg is up. Draw the palms together. Breathe. 1 and 2. If I'm holding the chair, it looks like this. 3. Notice my gaze, my drishti, is slightly down. It's past my little cushion prop. Trying to keep the stability of the focus, again, not outward. It's too variable. We're trying to find something a little more concrete so that, again, we practice to focus our attention where we author it, not where our emotional life or our eyes are even offering it. And change sides. Exhale maybe through your mouth. Inhale. Take the left leg up. Draw the pubic bone up, the tailbone down. Shoulders are in line with the hips. Pressing the right big toe. Inhale and exhale. If you're holding on to the chair and you want to experiment, just taking one hand off, keep the other hand at the waist, at the hips. right? It can kind of inform what needs to stay low or up, and breathe. Exhale. Come back to the first side. Notice how to move. You can stay right there in the center of the chair too. And if you're not using the chair, great. We're just trying to lift the right leg. Now, when I say just, I don't mean it's easy pop up. I mean, there's nothing extra about it. All we are doing is lifting the right leg. It can be down there. It can be up a little higher. Theoretically, it's all the way up at the waist. Might be in your next life. All good. Breathe. Flex the toes toward the sky a little bit. And just notice for yourself, have you leaned all the way back? Try to stay there in the center of your asana, of your practice, of your seat. Inhale, take the right hand to the waist. Maybe stretch the left leg forward. I'm trying not to turn it out, actually. I'm trying to keep it inwardly rotated. So not turned out, but inward rotation. If you're still sitting in your chair, that's great. If you're in your bed, this is harder even. You're sitting, trying to just lift the left leg a little bit, sitting up really tall, and exhale. Good. Roll your shoulders back, and roll your shoulders forward. I'm always trying to keep my neck loose. Yeah. We're gonna take warrior one on both sides. So if I'm in the chair, I would bend the right knee and try to straighten the leg back and like at an angle. So not sideways, although that's fine. If you can get it back a little bit from the chair, terrific. Then the hands are either at the waist, or maybe you're practicing these like goalpost arms, or maybe the full expression of the arms, which is a little more straight. Yeah, fully straight, but even a little more straight is good. Trying not to hike the shoulders up to the ears or get really like slouched, and trying to keep that left leg really straight. If you have the chair to help you and you want to practice this facility, you would hold the chair with the right hand maybe, scooch that left hip forward, really try to get it forward, and then square the hips, and maybe the arms come straight. The knee is bent over the heel. The left leg, again, we're talking about controlling or having some authorship. The left leg's gonna wanna bend because it's hard to keep it straight. We're gonna try and keep it straight. So lots of options of how to practice this. Holding the chair. You can also press your left foot against a wall. Keep rotating the left shoulder forward and breathe. Maybe there's a little smile. Maybe it's fun. And if it's not fun, that's okay. It'll get fun. Breathe, roll the shoulders. Draw the right leg back. I'm gonna prop my right leg up against this wall. It feels really nourishing, really good for my body today. I'm gonna keep trying to rotate the right hip forward and press into the wall with the right leg so that you gain some stability. Keep drawing the pubic bone up and the tailbone down, like working on that cat-cow we did. And then hands to the waist, or right hand at the chair, left arm up, both arms up. The options are endless. Keep breathing there. I'll just remind what this would look like if you're sitting. Left knee is bent, left heel and knee are sort of in line. Right leg is so straight, right leg lifting from the kneecap. I'm trying to rotate my left shoulder back and my right hip forward. And then there's a dignified spine, a dignity to your posture by lifting the heart, lifting the crown of the head, feeling like that invisible string, and come back to the center. So we held it for a really long time. There's a process of yoga called yin yoga that takes less asanas in the middle of a practice and holds them for longer. So that's sort of what we're experimenting with since we have so many levels here. Take the left elbow to the left knee. It's wonderful though because it allows the actual pose to have the transformation on the body, not the will or the desire or moving through a lot of acrobatics. Inhale, sit up tall. Take the right elbow to the right knee, taking a twist over the left shoulder. And breathe. All right, so if you're standing and we want to find warrior two, the right foot goes in front again, the knee is over the heel, but we'll rotate our hips. Let's say rotate your hips to your chair. Left leg is straight behind you. If you're not holding a chair, cool. Take your hands to your waist and gaze over the right shoulders. The full expression is the arms are straight. If you're sitting in the chair, same idea. The right knee is going to be bent. The left leg is straight behind you. And we're trying to just rotate. You can hold your left hand at the back of the chair. Nice tall neck. Nice tall spine. Both arms out. And then we'll reverse it. So you're going to hold the back of the chair. Reach your right arm to the sky. If you're fully standing, the left hand goes down the left leg. The right arm goes up. You get a really nice stretch in the right side of the body. Again, so if you're sitting, you can just tilt. And all the same benefits occur. It's a really deep stretch in the right side of the body. Inhale and exhale. Change sides and we'll add to it. Left knee is going to bend. Right leg's behind you. Rooting into the right foot. So root, like creating the root of a tree. Really pressing into the leg. The hips are squaring to me it's the right side of my room. Yeah? The eyes can be over the left fingers or the neck. If that is a little compromised, just keep it right there in the center. Hands to the waist. Or if you're standing, the knee is bent. The eyes over the left fingers is the full expression of the posture. I'm really rooting the right leg and breathe. Exhale, reverse. So stretching the whole left side of the body. Shoulders away from the ears. If I was sitting or lying down, I would just take my left arm behind me. Good. Inhale. How are we doing on time? Good. Breathe. Roll your shoulders back. Roll your shoulders forward. Excuse me. And a little mental check-in. Where's my breath now? How do I feel? What needs to be opened? We're still a little bit constricted? Maybe a lot of things. Inhale, we're going to take the right leg over the left. And if you're sitting, if you were standing, come to sitting. And try to hang forward. Just sort of Raggedy Ann doll, or Andy, or ragdoll is really what I was looking for. Let the head be heavy. If it feels better to hug the thighs, in fact, do hug the thigh here because it'll help get into the right hip. So if you're sitting on the floor, you could take it like this, sit against something. If you can get the right heel all the way over the left knee, sit up really tall, and then tilt forward. And breathe. Yeah. So it's harder to get the heel all the way over the knee, but if you can do it while you're sitting, that's a great plan too. Start here maybe. And then scooch it up a little bit. Scoochy, scoochy, scooch. Inhale. That's a very important Sanskrit term, scoochie. Take the right hand at the right thigh, tilt forward. Yes, my hips are kind of peeling off the chair. And just stay. I don't know about you, but my hips get really, really tight. I roll around on tennis balls at night. And in the morning, I just try to open them with these pigeon postures. Now I'm just going to let the leg cross over the left and twist. Back to the center. Use your hands to help you uncross and then cross the left leg over. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, tilt forward. Breathe. 1. Let the head be super heavy. 2. Maybe we come to the Raggedy doll pose. Come on up and take the heel over the knee, if that's possible, if that's available. pressing the left hand on the left thigh. Really pressing. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale and exhale. Take both hands underneath the leg, stretch it out, maybe roll it around, lift the chest, lift the heart, cross it over, and take a twist. Inhale back to the center. We're gonna find some belly strengthening postures. So if you're lying in bed, you can take one leg up at a time. If you're sitting on the chair, you certainly may as well. And or you're gonna try to really lean back so that you're on a tilt. Lift the right knee, maybe extend it a little bit. Bring it back in and drop it. Lift the left knee, extend, in, and drop. If you're sitting on the floor, you can take just the exact same. You could take the hands here, or you could take it a little bit more advanced and lift the hands off the floor. Yeah? So inhale, the full posture would be both legs and both hands off the floor. Things are a lot easier than they look sometimes, so definitely try them. So you could lean back, you could even take the right knee up, the left knee up, and stretch both legs and try to balance there. 2, 3, 4, 5. Obviously, the longer you balance, the slightly more difficult it is. But we're not looking for, to be the Olympics of the yoga, restorative, gentle yoga postures. We're just trying to explore what it means to gain a little breath, a little bit of energy, a little bit of strength. Inhale. So this might be another way to practice, just holding onto the chair and lifting both knees off the floor. You get a lot of energy in the belly working. You could do this while you're sitting too. You could try to take the hands off. Inhale, exhale, elbows to the knees. And just shake your head no, like you can't believe you showed up for this. And then nod your head yes, like absolutely, this is the best place to be in the morning. Roll your shoulders back and down. Okay, we're gonna take bridge pose. So take your twist, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So we're gonna hold on the sides of the chair and lift the hips gently off the chair. Just a subtle, small movement. If you're lying on the floor, or if you're lying in bed, you're gonna really press the feet into the earth, draw the shoulders back, slowly take your right hand maybe at your ribs, just to give them a little bit of pressure, so that you're not just puffing everything out. You're just gonna gently lift the hips off the floor. And come on down. Take a breath, take a break. Maybe windshield wiper your knees, you know what I mean? Like the windshield wiper. Driving in a car, if you remember those days. Inhale, exhale, lift the hips off the mat or the chair or the bed and come on down. And then again, inhale, lift the hips off the floor, breathe 1. Nose to the sky, 2. I'm trying to really press all my 10 toes into the mat, the balls of the feet into the floor. I'm trying not to let the feet sickle up, yeah? Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Roll the shoulders forward. If you're practicing with us and you have a real easy back bend or easy bridge pose that you just want to pop into, please be my guest. Inhale, if not, we're going to take the knee into the chest again and try to use the hands underneath the leg, straighten it up as high as you can, as high as you can. If it's here, that's awesome. Lean back. If you're on the floor, you can just straighten it up right here, or you can lift up and try to straighten right there. So many options. So lift up and straighten, or be down and straighten. Or if you'd like, if this is where you wound up, straighten here. Breathe, breathe, breathe. We're going to straighten. Now we're going to try to twist the leg to the back. So we're doing a lot of twists today, detoxifying our mental process, detoxifying our physical process. It's hard sometimes to eat really well when you're stranded at home. So we're just detoxifying whatever's going in our bodies. Exhale, draw the right leg down. Give a little bit of loving kindness to your right leg. And change sides. So lift the left leg as high as you can. You know, maybe both hands can go on one leg. Try to experiment because each side is so different too. We're trying not to turn it out. Keep it really even and straight. If it's bent, fantastic. We're just practicing. We're just exploring the body anew in this moment. You know, maybe you touch your nose to your knees. Who knows? But we're just exploring where our spine is, keeping it nice and long, not rounded. Trying to explore the length of the spine. And the toes are going to point for a moment. And flex. And maybe it comes a little bit higher. And come on down. Draw it over the knee again. Taking the twist the other way. And taking the twist the other way. Good. If you've been on the floor and you can come join us standing, fantastic. If you're on the chair, you can come join us standing. If you're lying in bed, take your arms out in front of you like we're about to. This is sort of called push wall. So I'm going to draw my chair up a little bit. I'm going to walk my legs all the way back as far as I can, and then draw my shoulders down by my ears, stretch my arms out, and let my head rest. This is a great stretch for the backs of the thighs, for the hamstrings. It looks like this from the side, I guess. You would inhale, reach, reach, reach. Finding your way to sort of a plank position. So if you'd rather practice this on the floor and just find your way into plank position, it's a different way to practice push wall. Push, push, push the wall. They're all a little bit different, obviously. So this is also really nice to separate the hips from the tailbone, separate the sits bones. Inhale, if you don't have a chair and you just want to stretch your hips back and up, and stretch your hips back, maybe further, and up. Then we'll take our thumbs and hook them at the small of the back. Lift the heart and the chest. Breathe. 1, 2, 3. Strong legs. 4, 5. Exhale. So finding some gentle postures to get us into Shavasana, into a deeper inward turn even. I know we just woke up. Why are we resting again? Just practicing rest while you're awake helps memorize the feeling in the body of vacancy, of calm, of non-chaos, non-disturbance. It doesn't mean that you are not disturbed, but your body can have a muscle memory, a sense memory of what it feels like to deal with the world in a conscious way and calm. So plant your feet again on the mat, breathe, roll the shoulders back, take your right hand at your heart, left hand at the lower abdominals. Inhale, the belly expands. On the exhale, we're going to take these little pulls of breath, like a trampoline. And release. So I promise you, this is the best belly workout you could do if you really commit to like 45 minutes of this. I just noticed though, and maybe for you too, that my feet were suddenly coming off the floor. I'm gonna really try to rotate the big toe side of the foot down, root it into the earth. Where else can I find my rooting? And I'll try it again. How are we doing that time? Okay. Take the right hand to the chest, left hand to the belly. Expand the belly with the breath, the inhale. And then little pulls of air. And rest. So, excitement and then inward turn. Physical and then soften. Inhale. Last one. Gaze a little bit past your mat. I should say that's very fast paced. If you're getting dizzy, go half the time. So you would go. Expand and contract. Expand and contract. Trying to elongate the inhale and elongate the exhale. Elongate the inhale and elongate the exhale. Giving yourself a little tap in the heart and the chest, the jaw, the back of the neck. Inhale, reach the arms up. Maybe climb the right arm, climb the left arm. Pull, and draw the right leg out, the left leg out. Inhale, extend yourself out to Shavasana. So here on the chair, the shoulders are back, the palms are up to the sky, the feet are turned out, and you can take the nose to the sky for a moment. So obviously, that's a harder way to do Shavasana. You won't be able to sustain it quite as long. You can always take your hips to the back of the mat, back of the chair, and just draw your nose to the sky for a little bit. Reminds me of like when you fall asleep in class or you fall asleep in an airplane. You're gonna just tap lightly the jaw, tap lightly the chest. If you're lying on the floor or in a bed, the first thing you might do is prop up your head and then bend your knees for just the first moment to explore the small of the back on the floor, on the mat. You can take your feet up onto the chair, right? And do it that way. And then extend the right leg down, the left leg down, and rotate the shoulders out. Letting the breath become really pedestrian, really normal, meaning without that same kind of consciousness. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavid Shavai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. As you're resting, I'll just say that little chant in Sanskrit is sort of our Hine Matov. How good it is to be together in community, how good it is to come together virtually while keeping this safe space between us. But to know that we're all out there together practicing just breathing, practicing being alive in this very precarious, very untamed, uncharted territory. how good it is to practice together and to study together. May we find some peace to our left and to our right, above us and below us, so that we can participate in this task of peace by example. My suggestion to you is just lie down there as long as you can. I'm going to turn off our live feed and prepare for a slightly more advanced class at 9:30. You can always write me directly if you have questions or want to arrange some kind of private time. I hope you can find a place today to continue this breath practice as you make food, as you worry about bringing in the mail, as you do whatever the daily activities that we used to rely on so easily. And now we have to do it with a lot more presence of mind and curiosity. Not panic, but a sense of presence. I wish everybody peace today. Thanks for joining me.